what the abilities did. I'm gonna call us out for that.
Just the passive specifically, right?
Because I thought it was flat damage, maybe, but then it's like, oh, that's Luna.
Yeah, that's Luna now. They flip-flop these skills like 2 or 3 times now.
It gave attack range at a point.
That's right.
But it's just base damage again. It's like Razor's ability, except Razor, it's only on himself, which is just the worst, the worst possible thing.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
You know, okay.
This is the AM first game, and Ven, I mean, I love Ven just as a concept, right? This hero's had her time to shine in Dota history.
Yeah, I don't mind this Nigma draft at all. I think the Ven, I mean, it's a 5, so it's like, there's not really that much discussion that I think should go into 5 roles just because they're going to be walking around dying and stunning people and warding anyway. It's not the most impactful role to discuss. He's going to have an aura, you know, for the Terror Blade. He's going to have the Wave of Terror for the minus armor. But the Bat Rider, I mean, I think this is a free Bat game. Bat could dumpster any of these lanes. He's really good against both of these supports. The only thing is the Storm Spirit can kill him in the game.
Right, because we're going to see some level 1 action. Miracle is in quite a bit of trouble trying to get those sticky napalms out, but the cold, yeah, absolutely. First blood, the way of secret, not the start you want for Mr. Miracle after that game 1 on Razor. But you're talking about how you like the Bat Rider this game.
Oh, God. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that to my boy.
That's fine. That's fine.
Now, I really think, okay, as we can see again here, yeah, these body blocks from Yapzor, these are the only reason this AA stun, I mean, that's got to be the farthest possible radius away where the stun still lands. Because otherwise, I don't think they get that kill. So, very good for them.
Yes, very good indeed,
yes,
Jenkins. Thank you.
What are you doing on your phone?
I'm just...
what are you Googling?
I'm just Googling Vengeful Spirit skills again just to double check. His mind control is going to take a tumble in the bot lane. Already 2 early kills for Secret. I mean, in terms of just you found something apparently.
I'm excited, yes. Okay, so what they did, and by they I mean Team Secret.
Right.
They're running this tri-lane bottom, and Zai, he cut himself a little tree path top through so that way he could go behind and cut the wave.
Oh, okay.
And so they just weren't expecting him to do that because who the hell does do that?
Right.
And now he gets a free lane. So this is similar to what we saw with OG and the Earthshaker, except all you need is Quelling Blade to get the lane control.
Yep, very true. Is my control. Cogs, nope, not leveled up yet because he's only level 1 still, but the Batter Assault is doing quite a bit here to... I mean, it's a double melee lane, and GH actually came in to try to help out. Almost cost him his life there. We'll be able to get off the salve, though, and should be good to go. But yeah, okay, we skipped ahead a little bit here, Mr. Jenkins, but as we see in the top lane now, Zai taking some pressure. I mean, Breathe Fire, pretty good against Terrorblade, as the damage reduction is for base damage. But, like, whose lineup do you actually like more? Like, as a whole. Forget about the first blood and all that stuff, okay?
Once again, so this is like a panel question. They always ask like what your predictions are. For me, I really think that Dota's fairly balanced these days where all heroes kind of scale decently well. Like there are some exceptions that are complete garbage. Pudge, for example, 40% win rate. Not so good at any phase in the game.
Okay.
But so I think Bat Rider has a free game in terms of when he has his Boots of Travel and the laning phase, other than this rotation that's happening here. That's making it a bit of a pain in the ass. But then Nisha on Storm Spirit can always jump the bat in side lane, so there's options for both teams. Nyx Assassin versus Storm on the other side, if you jump the bat and there's a Nyx there, you just feed. So, like I'm saying, both sides have some options for this game.
Okay. Great prediction. Thank you.
Why do people want to predict?
Sides.
Why do people want to predict?
I don't know if you know this, but it's fun to predict because somebody has to be wrong in that scenario.
How the hell am I supposed to know? These players are all better than me.
Okay, first of all, you're not supposed to say that. Okay. A lot of people think that you might actually be better. You're just choosing to be talent.
Of course.
As GH takes out a career here.
I would not wish this on my worst enemy.
What, having to hang out with me? Oh.
It's very hot in the studio, and I'll let you all assume what that means.
It means that it's summertime. What do you mean? It's the theme, Jenkins.
Yeah.
For God's sake. So Kuroki and Zai are, yeah, okay, I was going to say, he can right-click into the Breathe Fire. We'll do so to make sure that he actually gets the tomato. But, I mean, a good move from Kuroki, making sure that the man is at least expended there.
Yeah, Zai's just kind of chilling up here. This is the nice thing with the DK versus... DK's always going to do fine.
Oh, the courier. Yeah. That's quite a bit. That's a set of tangos and the belt of Elven Skin. I never remember the name of this stupid thing. Elven Skin something. Is it a belt? Slippers?
No, that's not slippers.
What are they?
It's like a wrist guard or something. I don't know.
Oh, Miracle. He's getting really low to the right clicks
It's
of Nisha. And here comes GH from the side. Miracle still living on very little HP. Gets the water rune, though. And we see the Impale come out. So Nigma this time, they do pick up the Nyx, as we talked about last game. How does this hero feel this particular game?
Great.
Jenkins?
Two heroes, DK and Wraith King. I was about to say Skeleton. Technically, it is Skeleton King.
Yeah, if you have the cosmetic, true.
Neither of these heroes want to be mana burned. They have low mana pools, and they need their mana. And then Storm Spirit, who's going to have a massive mana pool and a ton of int. So you can do a crap load of damage to him, as well as chain stun. So it's a great Nyx game, which is always hilarious because it's almost always first pick, and then it almost always ends up being a good Nyx game.
Yeah. Very powerful hero indeed. As YapzOr is going to run right into Kuroki, gets the battery assault off, but not looking to go any further right now, as Miracle is kind of in control of this lane. I mean, in terms of the CS, he's 17-4 versus the 27-10. All right, that's actually a lot worse than I thought. So Nisha will also be hitting level 6 before Mr. Miracle, and see if he can actually take advantage of that. But GH has the ward out here. Nisha getting a little bit more aggressive, but obviously wants to wait for that level 6.
This, to me, is another one of these, same as last game, very nice lane setups from Secret, where they do these clever little things, like with Zai and the DK, where he can sit up here with the passive and just farm freely. Oh, Nisha.
Yeah, Magic Missile, Miracle. Flame Break actually puts him back into the vicinity. But yeah, with GH there, you cannot TP, so a very value kill here for Team Nigma. But in the meantime, YapzOr, Battery Assault is there into ILTW. Doesn't really pose much of a threat now, though. Only level 2 versus level 5 on him.
Yeah, that level 2 Battery Assault is such an important point, more than doubling the damage. That's when you could potentially threaten the TB, but without that, it's not happening. Just being annoying.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of that, of course. It's funny because I feel like YapzOr these days isn't like... How do I put this correctly?
He doesn't steal farm?
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to steal a lot of farm and just get... But they had a lot of success with that, but feels like he's gotten a lot more discipline and is almost like a secondary support in a lot of these games. Which I guess technically is what his position for is.
Oh, Miracle's level 5. He's got no mana. But he does have Fairy Fire.
Yeah, in the mid lane, they're going to jump on him with Nisha. Miracle pops that Fairy Fire and will survive as a result. Oh, the last right click with a Chilling Touch, not enough from Puppey. Now they're going to try to turn this around on GH. Cold Feet not going to proc, though. They just force out Team Nigma as Miracle working on the Boots of Travel now.
I will quote my boy Owie on the question of YapzOr. I think that this guy has now kind of opened up his hero pool and his playstyles, that he has more options for how to play the game. I think he's still very capable of being greedy. I don't think you ever lose that as a player. If you could do something previously, chances are you can probably still do it. It's like riding a bike, which of course you never learned how to do, unfortunately.
That's not true. I just haven't done it in a while.
Okay. Could you do it again?
I mean, you never... Of course, you always remember how to ride a bike. It's the same as swimming.
Exactly. So that's exactly what I'm saying with YapzOr, but now he can play these kind of more traditional supporty play styles with the clockwork.
I think Blitz is the one that can't ride a bike, right?
Really?
Yeah. We made a content piece about that years ago.
Oh, but he's buff.
He is buff.
He probably rides bikes in the gym. It's the same thing.
He wasn't buff back then. That's the thing.
You think he can ride a bike now?
That's a good question. I'll have to wait for the panel to be able to decipher that. They have a lot of good insight for us after this game, for sure.
Of course, I think so. The panel right after, directly after the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of good stuff.
I have to remember to ask them that for sure.
Yep, yeah.
But looking at the farm right now, looks like Wraith King is on top right now, so Matu going for the armlet build. Again, no big surprise. Expect the do you go Radiance against? Probably not, against the Nyx and Darkseer, right?
And Terrorblade.
Yeah, true. That's pretty bad.
This is one of those awkward matchups versus Terrorblade where you don't want the Radiance because he just gets he just gets the Radiance back. But also, if you go for like a Deso build, then who's doing the damage to kill the TB? Because that's a minus armor build. And TB has like 50 armor by the time you're fighting him, so it's...
And if you get AC at some point, that's kind of the same issue with the auras, right?
Yes, and that's the way that Wraith King would typically plow through that armor. So it's weird, and I'm interested to see what Matu's solution is. Maybe he's just okay with this Storm Spirit being the answer to the TB illusions and to the TB hero.
Yep, we'll have to wait and see. 1K advantage right now for Secret, so nothing too crazy, but they've definitely gone off to a bit of a better start. And, I mean, the Wraith King, I mean, Matu, they got to be careful with here. If you just leave this guy alone for too long, you can just go in the jungle and just absolutely amplify that farm to another degree.
TB's the same too, though, and I think you'd rather the TB doing it than the Wraith King. It's like Wraith King's got a bit earlier of a timing. As soon as he gets the armlet, he can start running at towers.
Oh, Misha. They see him. Oh,
nice.
Dodges the Impale. All right. Very sexy.
That he had no vision of that. He just predicted.
I was trying to find the ward, but
he just predicted. That's really cool.
Sometimes you feel a tingling, you know? You just gotta respect that.
I think you should get that checked out.
Cogs into the Wraith Fire Blast. Matu doesn't look like they'll have enough damage to take out Miracle, but with that Dragon Form now popped from Zai, at the very least some damage will be done to this tier 1.
Yeah, he's got max Dragon Blood. I like this build a lot on the offlane Dragon. I know it's very typical now, but you have treads, and it feels like your Timber Saw. You just tank towers, nobody can kill you. It's such a pain in the ass. Even if they do kill you, it's usually not worth it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you want as an offlaner. To just be annoying.
Yeah, we see the Cogs. Magic Missile was there, but he's going to be able to take the haste. But the lasso is there before the stun comes out, so this will likely be a kill. Although Yapzor still quite fast. And oh, the Magic Missile was actually in range, but he's still alive. Living on the edge. Yeah, the raindrop definitely a lifesaver there. So Secret get away with murder, but Miracle in the meantime taking heavy damage. No cold feet to proc though. It'll just break things up.
I'd like to point out he also has a casual cloak. If this gentleman had one less of these items, he would not have survived that. That was 3 heroes hitting him. That is such a terrible trade for Nigma. And I'm sure Yapzor was not like, oh, let me do the calculations here. Like, there's no way he's calculating that, but very convenient for Secret.
Yeah, GH already popped the Spike Carapace, so great job. Wow. Oh, they impale onto 3 heroes, though, into the Vac Wall combination with the Magic Missile to follow. So Yapzor looks like he might, okay, he's actually not taking that much damage as there's the Breathe Fire into the Dragon Tail. Secret disengaging for now, but Matu has come to play, gets the Wraith Fire Blast off onto Kuro. He's going to get the Magic Missile to the face, though, so this will be his first life in all likelihood. I don't think, it feels like Secret weren't on the same page there, at least not at the start. There's the stun from the Spike Carapace onto Nisha again. Wraith Fire Blast, not quite available as Kuro gets off. Now, not going to get out with that chilling touch to be able to take him out. Now, Zai actually runs right into the wall, or is that a reflection?
Yeah, that's the reflection. There's a lot of illusions.
A lot of illusions for sure. A Blast coming in, it's going to connect onto 3, but it's going to come at the cost of Zai's life. And the tower still survives, so Team Nigma mounting a nice defense here.
One of those funny situations where you have a Dragon Knight on one side, so both teams know that this tower is either going to die or the Dragon Knight is going to die. And so both teams are very committed to just 5-manning the mid tower with even ILTW and Matumba getting involved. Yeah, like, I can't believe he survived this. If the Firefly was up, definitely Yapzor goes down there. If he doesn't have that raindrop, he goes down.
GH's response had none.
he was not. I told you, he was not expecting that. I mean, the guy's a great player, but nobody goes in expecting, I can take.
Yeah, I mean, even if he had died, he wouldn't have felt that bad because that's pretty decent space created. He took the rune as well.
Yeah.
But surviving on top of that, yeah, that feels very good.
Moral victory too.
Yep, you would know a lot about that one. That's all you get.
Yeah, that's true. That's not even a. That's just.
It's just a fact.
It's just true. It's just true.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's go back to this Vengeful Sphere for the Kuro. So Nether swap. Yeah, the cast range is still the same as the old days. So level 1 is it's kind of weak.
Yeah.
Right. It feels like you don't really get the consistent swaps until you get level 2, which it's going to be pretty far away for him.
This was
5.
This was a good ability when there was 2 of them.
Oh man, that was great.
And then they removed it and added an Aghanim Scepter that requires you to die.
Yeah.
You have to be dead and feeding to use it, which.
Well, at first they put in the one where it feared when you swap.
Sure.
Right.
But I feel like this Aghanim Scepter is playing to lose.
You think so, huh?
You have to be dead for it to get value.
Well, he's playing position 5, so I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say he's not getting the Ags anytime soon.
That's all I'm saying is they nerfed the hero to add that Ags.
Right.
That's the problem.
It is a cool Ags in theory, though, right? Just needs maybe a tweak or 2. I mean, you get XP still as an illusion. It's the strongest illusion in the game, theoretically, right? You get everything. The only problem is when you respawn on top of it and you're in front of like 5 years.
That is true. I learned that you can backpack the eggs.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Because I did see somebody getting farmed. Their Venge in the Furion was perma-sprouting the Venge illusion and killing them on the respawn. And it's like, okay, this is the most griefing eggs in the game, and that you can backpack it.
I think I've seen that video. It's probably the only one I've ever watched on your channel. All right, so 2K net worth lead for Secret. The arrows were really distracting in that one. That's why I clicked on it, actually. 2K net worth lead for Secret. It's a tier 1 tower now, as Team Nigma trying to apply some pressure with this metamorphosis from ILTW, who has the S and Y now, and Miracle. Talked about him. The initiation can be really important from him, but going for the BKB after the Boots of Travel. AA blast with the connection, but a nice swap from Kuro. Finally hits level 6. Impale onto 2 heroes, and that's 2 heroes from Secret just evaporated. And Kuro and company trying to get some damage onto the Storm Spirit. Nisha burning down very slowly. A good counter initiation there from YapzOr. He might actually live through this, and Nisha was basically safe from YapzOr, so even if he dies, he'll be happy with that exchange. But in the end, no heroes for Team Nigma die in this engagement.
Just sick team play from Nigma between the Darkseer and the Nyx Stun. That's not an easy combo to hit. I know you see like these Ravages all the time, but honestly, it's usually teams like Nigma that are pulling that sort of thing off. It's very hard. And with the wall, too, the Dragon Knight is one of the best heroes in the game to create illusions of.
Oh, they still want to fight. The Vac is there, and AA takes a tumble. Matu in the meanwhile still has his ultimate available. You can see he is going for the Deso build that you talked about. Trying to chase GH, but he can just get off this Wraithfire Blast. It will be enough, but the Impale comes out again. Breathe Fire to follow, but Matu can't catch up. So still not able to find a kill in the last couple minutes here for Secret. Nisha, oh, he's going to find Kuro. And nobody really in the vicinity, but he doesn't know that, of course. So he's just going to play it safe.
I think Secret really needs this Zai Blink Dagger on DK. In all of these fights, Mind Control is just constantly surging people away, and it feels like there's nothing Secret can do to stop that currently. They need the DK stun for sure, and ILTW is becoming a real problem. I'm not entirely sure how they solve him. I think some smoke is definitely in order, because once he gets the BKB, I mean, he looked relatively unkillable in that last fight with his team supporting him. Now imagine if he has magic immunity as well, or spell immunity, I should say.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And we can see here the previous fight, of course. The Impale from GH is going to be pretty massive. I mean, this is actually a long countdown.
Yeah,
but this was huge.
But it's huge impact.
Yeah, it was a triple, and the range looked like way longer than I'm used to seeing.
Every Impale spell in Dota works like that, it seems.
Yeah, that is true. And here it goes. Man, that was beautiful.
I liked it. Oh,
we have a team fight. Oh, my goodness. AA Blast coming out. Vacuum outside of it, though. And Miracle will be the first to fall. So Secret finally getting a kill here after a couple minutes of a drought, if you will, as the Impale's going to connect on 2. They're going to lose Zai and YapzOr, though, and now Secret on the run. So despite losing Miracle, ILTW is still virtually unkillable, it feels like. They do find Kuroki in the end, but still a 2 for 2 that I believe... Actually, Secret will take this at that point, for sure.
I have no idea. Like, just
for sure.
I have no idea.
They kill Miracle. That's a pretty high value kill for sure.
Yeah, but you know, you lose the offlane DK.
Nisha. Oh, he's gonna get impaled. Do they have anything after it? Vacuum kept him in place for a bit, but looks like he's gonna survive. Oh, counter initiation now from YapzOr. Gets the cogs off along with that hook shot. Spike Carapace is there. Gonna get bounced the other side, and that'll break things up.
Yeah, YapzOr has 4 points in Rocket Flare now, so he doesn't really offer any damage for these fights. He is
interesting.
He's purely disruption, and so all of the damage needs to come from Nisha as well as Matumba. But the thing is, with Nisha, he is getting owned by this Nyx Assassin in these fights.
Oh, Matu. Look at this damage on Miracle, and from the back line, Nisha jumps in, takes him out, and a huge crit from Matu is enough to take out GH in turn. And with so much mana to spare, Nisha finds Kuroki, and that is going to be a 3rd kill in the blink of an eye, and you can see the battery still doing nothing. I've never seen this build, I feel like. The 4 in Rocket Flare. What's the reasoning for this? Just to push out waves?
Yeah, you know, I think it's one of those builds where you don't think that you can sit there and fight anyway. Like, he's going to die to, like, a TB, you know, people are going to be surged out of the cogs. Like, it's purely for pushing waves, and you're just playing to stun in fights. That's it.
Okay. It's kind of cool, though.
It's interesting. I think, I mean, 8-8, so it looks like they don't lack the damage.
Yeah, I mean, Matu is dealing a lot of single target damage now, for sure, with the Dessel online.
But ILTW, I mean, he's still the lingering problem. I think he can die. If Miracle continues to get picked off like this, we could see some sort of... If Nigma aren't all 5, then I think ILTW can die.
Ooh. All right, Team Nigma, we're posturing around the Roshan pit. Want to take control of this triangle. They have the vision. And this Rosh, I mean, Secret can take this Rosh really fast with the Wraith King. And if they can prevent it, this would be huge for either side, really. And ILTW is going to start on the Roshan here.
Zai is just showing bot.
Yeah, Yapzor gets off his cogs, but the flame break outside of it, beautifully done. But they're getting bounced back left and right, but the Firefly is going to be enough in the end. Still has his buyback, though, as Roshan now is at half HP. ILTW popped the Metamorphosis for this.
Yeah, the Secret's choosing to sack this Rosh. That's an interesting call. Once again, it's just one of these things. You question why. It's not because Yapzor just died. They chose to sack this beforehand. We had Zai just showing on the bot wave.
That's true.
So what is it that they're waiting for that they think is so important?
Well, the BKBs, right, to start, at least for Matu.
Yeah, they're going 3 BKBs on each of their cores, not 3 individually. That would make no sense. Sunsfan, don't give me that look.
I'm literally not looking at you, but good attempt, good effort.
Stop looking at me.
All right, yeah, Nisha. He already has the Ags queued up after the BKB. That's pretty cool to see that he already has that in mind. As Zai, he's going to get vacuum into the wall. Looks like he's resigned to his death as he does take out the tier 1 tower. He's going to force out a bunch of TPs in the meantime. Their entire team made it here just to take out Zai. I think he's actually going to be happy with that, if I'm being honest. Yeah, relatively even now, but Aegis now online for ILTW.
It's very satisfying for me to see Zai dying as a DK versus Darkseer, because I was in a pub against him, and I was 1-in-17 feeding on DK versus his Darkseer. He just completely dumpsters the hero. You just get this illusion of the Dragon Knight, and he can never blink away.
Right.
You can surge it, you can put the Ion Shell on it, and the slow.
It's incredible that every game you talk about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is great. Look at that.
God, that's what he gets. He completely owned me. He randomed the Darkseer, too.
Oh, meanwhile, I believe somebody is dying. And yeah, that's going to be Puppey taking a death. I believe he has his shard now as Nisha. Oh, the Thunder comes out. So ILTW being very confident with that since he does have the Aegis intact. I'm going to try to turn this around into a tier 2 tower now. As yeah, the shard for... It's funny that he would... Interesting that he prioritizes this so much to be able to have Ice Vortex do damage over time to be able to push and farm out for himself.
On Puppey? Yeah. It's... Do you think it's a must-have on the hero? I know Aoi. Was it Aoi that was saying that it's not a must-have?
Yeah, I feel like it is.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I agree with him. You're completely wrong on this one.
All right, well, I agree with Puppey, so I think I'll take my odds.
TI winner versus TI winner, I guess.
Yeah, but one TI winner is now an analyst.
Oh, that's
and the other is still playing.
That's true. That's true. I'll go with Puppey on that one. It's a good item.
All right, Smoke now on Team Nigma. Oh, Yapzor. Yeah, he's going to be the one to tank the gank, as it were. They get the flame break off into the Impale, and the right clicks from ILTW are enough. But Matu wants to fight. Miracle taking so much damage. Just one right click, really. Pretty insane, the amount of damage that Matu's able to do. But of course, it is a different build, right? It's very single target based. You're not having the Radiance do this ridiculous amount of damage over time. But he's almost done with his BKB.
I think Secret needs to play extremely well, or Nigma needs to make a huge mistake to lose this, just given that this Wraith King does not have the damage to kill ILTW.
Oh, you see the Dragon Tail start things out. It's going to be a double clip from Matu. Basically enough damage to take out GH to start this fight, but Puppey going to fall shortly after. So it's a 1-for-1. Nice hook shot from Yapzor into the cogs, trying to create as much space as possible, but there's the vac wall. Zai attempting to TP out, but the magic missile cancels it, and Secret are crumbling now. Although the jump in from Nisha, trying to clean some heroes up, gets Miracle at the very least. He's going to TP out to safety. So Secret are getting some trades, but definitely feel like they are behind right now in this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you kill ILTW, especially with the Aegis. I think Nigma can walk up whatever the hell high ground they want, and and get away. I mean, that's a crazy thing to do, right? As a Nyx assassin, walking up that high ground there, it's probably the best hero to be doing it because he is the carapace, but it's still something that most teams won't do. But Nigma understands that even if he dies, given that they have the Aegis, given the strength that they have right now, if he dies, they still win the team fight there. Like, Secret has no business farming anywhere on the map if Nigma wants to go there.
Yep, very true. And you can see the farm discrepancy. ILTW, 15K net worth basically right now. And what is he working on? Let's see. So, looks to be, actually, the Scotty should be done,
yeah,
right?
He's getting a Skady.
Skady. That's an interesting way to pronounce that. 100 away from the point boost to finish that off, and we'll be going for the butterfly afterwards. And, I mean, does this require Wraith King for Matu to get MKB once that butterfly is online? Has the BKB now?
I think he probably will, because at this point, you're going to need some combined damage to kill ILTW. So even though he is going for this primarily physical build, I still think that it's going to require him and Nisha to be hitting ILTW at the same time if they want to win this game.
And you can see the majority of Secret are now smoked up, looking for a way to take out ILTW. Still has that Aegis, but it shouldn't be lasting too much longer. See, they are spotted out here.
Secret really wants to fight this.
Ooh,
They placed a
smoke
ward.
again? Full 5-man smoke from
Puppy
Nigma,
just runs
BKB,
in.
ILTW focusing on Puppy. They're going to get him right off the bat. The vac wall onto 3 heroes. Nisha pops his BKB though, and Miracle looks like he's going to be taken out. The Kuroki swap, not enough. Double buyback from Secret. They really want to win this fight. GH looks to be next on the list for Matu, but ILTW still no answer for him right now. Now they're going to focus on the second life for the Wraith King. Do they have enough damage to actually burst him down? The focus is there. The double kill for Nisha. They actually take out Terrorblade. And now this is going to turn into a full team wipe in Secret's favor. Did cost them a couple buybacks, but Matu just dealing so much freaking damage.
All right. MVP for that fight, Puppy. This is something he does so frequently that I made a video about him doing this. And it got no views because I didn't put an arrow in the thumbnail.
Yeah, you need the arrow.
But he will legitimately just face walk into fights like that if he has buyback in order to immediately buy back and then take the fight, which is really cool. I mean, it's such a silly thing to watch.
Oh, all right, we're going to have a TP here. Miracle gets off the lasso. There's still a second life for Matu. Miracle pops the BKB. AA Blast does connect. See if Matu wants to back up here. Looks like he will do so now that a couple more members from Team Nigma are coming back to life. But he should be good. And level 19 now. I mean, what's the item build? We talked about MKB. I believe he has something coming to him right now.
What does he got coming here? Blink Dagger.
Okay.
So Swift Blink, maybe? I think it's unlikely he's going to get an AC next. So I think Swift Blink, Abyssal Blade's not a bad item with the Blink Dagger. Now, you know, with this Abyssal losing the Blink factor to it, I think having the Blink first into Abyssal is a pretty solid build.
And Nisha is pretty close to getting the Aghanim Scepter, so the Electric Vortex AoE, essentially Black Hole, which is a true game changer for sure. But I mean, I feel like Team Nigma, they do have some answers, right? You have the Spike Carapace, if you can see him coming from afar. And, I mean, the Vac Wall has been, I mean, so far it's been really well executed from Mind Control.
And now Secret has the BKBs, though, so the Vac Wall is not as destructive in these fights for them. But with that being said, like, still, the problem of ILTW, they killed him in that fight only because they were able to isolate him and chain stun him. Like, I think if Yapsor wasn't able to hit that hook after the fight was kind of already over, with ILTW being at like 10% HP, I think he can just turn around and sunder there and maybe even win the fight. Right. So it takes a lot of crazy execution for Secret to kill ILTW in these fights, and I think that's still going to be required up until Nisha has the Aghanim Scepter. Then it gets a bit easier, but it's still it's not the easiest thing in the world.
And he was originally opting to go for that Butterfly next on ILTW, but it looks to be the Daedalus instead, which has been actually the biggest change of the build, I would say, in the last, I mean, from the Major itself. Just going for that Daedalus relatively early. As you can see, the Matu talent. The 6 skeletons being spawned.
Oh, he went for that without the skeleton damage talent. His whole build is kind of strange. Strange in the sense that you often see the other talents. You'll see the attack speed
Yeah.
Movement speed's typical, but then you'll see the strength usually because you're playing to right click. So he's got an odd mix.
Well, the strength as well because you want to be tankier when you have the Radiance, right? Which obviously didn't go this game.
True.
But is actually going for the AC, so you still will get some value from those illusions on Nigma's side at least.
I suppose you have the BKB to dispel the illusion of TB now, so that's something. You have some option.
Oh, they're looking for a fight here. Matu, they don't have any vision though. Just hiding in the trees. He's gonna blink in. Oh, he's gonna get stunned to start things out. But he's taking so much damage from ILTW. That's gonna be the first life for him. But here comes the AA Blast. Miracle trying to do as much damage as he can as Nisha basically out of mana now. And Wraith King, Mr. Matu, gets focused down into Oblivion. Zai, all he can do is Dragon Tail and attempt to run away. GH is waiting for this BKB
Stormers are
to wear off before this Impale comes, but the blink is there for Zai, so they only lose one. But
that's
all right.
Miracle. I'm done.
Yapsor, he actually jumps in. There's the Electric Vortex AoE. The Aghanim Scepter come to fruition for Nisha, but now he has no mana as the right clicks will commence. Zai, Dragon Tail off onto ILTW, but the Impale is there and the right clicks will be more than enough. Interesting that they would go for that without Matu alive. Basically a support for a mid there.
Yeah, that was interesting. There's a little bit of miscommunication there from Secret. Ooh. Oh, that would have been crazy prediction, but no, he's playing it safe.
Yeah, this is a very back and forth game as second Roche is now up and Nigma know that it is up. So with this Chrysalis online for ILTW, we'll be focusing on it.
And Nisha has no buyback, so they might still be afraid on Nigma. They don't exactly.
Zai attempting to TP out will be successful, but I don't think they can contest this at all. I mean, if they can maybe delay it, I mean, it's 30 seconds on Storm. That's what you're waiting for.
Did you see that Miracle tried to Psychic Headband him close so that Nyx could stun?
Oh, really?
That was cool. Yeah, I was looking, I was like, who has a Force Staff? And then, oh yeah, that's that item.
Oh,
that's a hilarious
Smokes up
item.
on Secret, so Nigma did not, I mean, we have all the information. They could have just killed it, probably.
Oh, we're going to watch it again. He tried. Look at this.
Oh!
It's right near the end.
Yeah, this is a good effort, no doubt.
Just a little bit too far away. Perhaps if we had that Windlace in GH's inventory instead of the two fluffy hats.
Yeah, the min-maxing for real.
Yes, he should have. Yeah, of course. With Psychic Headband on back.
I mean, he basically has Ags now. So that is going to be something to fear. As Matu now focusing on Roche, they can see it's at half HP, and now you have the damage coming through as Nisha's inside the pit. This is the Aegis, Cheese, and Shard, the all-important Roche #2. Flame Break comes out, but the skeletons will respawn themselves. So both teams know how important this fight is, and Roche is pretty low. And it looks like Secret are going to try the backstab smoke here. This should be interesting.
Do they have a ward?
They don't see that GH has the burrow. He's going to be on the, basically in the pit itself. Matu, yeah, it's going to be broken here. They can see where that rocket flare came from. ILTW going for the road shot, but a hook shot comes in. It's going to be snatched by Yapsor himself, and now ILTW forced to right click, and he's going to do so with a vengeance as Nisha just gets deleted from the game, and now Matu on the run, but that Scott, he's going to slow him to a crawl.
Oh, he has no ult. He didn't have mana.
Oh, he actually got drained of mana. Wow, must have been a mana burn then. Either way, two very high-value kills. They came at the cost, though, of Roshan, I suppose. I mean, Nigma did get Roche, but the Aegis went to Yapsor. Not sure who got the shard. It looks like Bad Rider got the shard. Okay, so the double flame break.
Did he?
Looks like he has in his inventory. Oh, the vac into the impale, into the flame break, into the swap. Oh my goodness.
Because Zai has a shard too, so I'm wondering where the hell he got that from.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's tough to tell. There's a lot of fire now, I guess, but yeah, Team Nigma. That was a huge fight. That was a 6K net worth swing, essentially. It's going to be even more. Another flame break, another one on top. And that is the Bat Rider special for sure. It's quite a good one. But this is going to be a full set of mid-racks, and probably more to follow. I mean, they don't really fear this Yapsor Aegis. You have the hook shot. Maybe they had to fear him. He gets the cogs off, pushing up GH to the cliff. But he's just going to get back to the other side, and that means he's going to get surrounded by Team Nigma members. Although they're trying to pressure him. Oh my god, the A blast into the electric vortex! Double kill for Puppey! Huge kill onto ILTW. Team Secret somehow turning this around. They get that 4th kill as well. Miracle, the lone member of Team Nigma to survive. That was, whew.
That was
They
insane.
got the wombo combo, my friend.
Watching stuff like that just makes me feel really bad at Dota, because I was thinking like, oh, the racks already fell. Like, you know, why is YapzOr going in like that and disrupting? Nobody's alive.
Yeah.
He was just baiting. It was all
Look at
just
this
a bait.
electric vortex as well. I mean, they're all in the same area because of YapzOr, so yeah, give him the credit here, but this was, oh my god, a 4-man electric vortex, 3-man AA blast. Oh, that must have felt good.
Yeah,
The secret, I mean,
wild.
obviously they lose that Rax, it's basically even in terms of net worth, and now they're pushing high ground on the other side. Nigma only have 4 members, no buyback onto Terrorblade. We see the electric vortex again. They're gonna get the kill on Miracle. Has to buy back into the game. Kuroki, the Eon Disc did proc, but he's still gonna die afterwards. But a big vac wall onto 3 heroes. Puppey dies, buys back into the game now. As Matu trying to focus on mind control, the Eon Disc pops for him as well. And Zai, another electric vortex comes in onto 2. This will be a dieback on the Miracle if they're able to get him. He pops the BKB though. The right clicks, okay, the lasso now. Can they focus down Wraith King? Doesn't have his ult. Looks like they'll finally take him out without losing Rax here. So Team Nigma, they defend successfully. YapzOr, the Impale will cancel that TP. And this is gonna be an awkward second death for him as the Aegis is expired. AA Blast comes in though, doing some residual damage. But yeah, Team Nigma do defend. I mean, this is still an even game, it feels like.
God, these electric vortexes by Nisha, man, they're so good. I don't know how this guy always has mana for these big zips into electric vortex, and always it's 2 or 3 heroes. I think the call to dive them in the tier 3s like that is a really interesting one, because you don't know the buyback status on these heroes, or at least you're not entirely sure, and so it's very risky. But they're literally just trying to take that momentum from the one vortex in front of their base and translate it into as much net worth, into as much control of the game that they can. It's a really cool call, but eventually they do get punished for it, because diving into tier 4s is almost always a ballsy choice.
Yeah, I don't know. That Aghanim Scepter seems so broken, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
every time I see it, it just has such a huge impact.
I like that people are going for it as an early item now. People used to go for it as like a 6th item or something along those lines. But it's so strong, and you know,
especially with the talent on top of that, right? The electric vortex extra stun duration.
Yeah, exactly. You used to be able to, with the Ag Shard, get the bounce and then put that on all of your teammates, but unfortunately the bounce talent does not go to teammates anymore. So
what a shame.
Yeah, that was a little too good.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I mean, despite losing the melee racks here, Secret have kind of crawled back in again. I mean, what do you think the odds are right now for each respective team? How much in control are Nigma?
So we're getting to this weird late game territory where the Storm Ags, the stuns from DK, he has the 0.5-second Dragon Tail stun. They do have better ways of killing ILTW. They don't have to do any the amount of lockdown they need to kill him is less absurd, and he has all of the net worth of Nigma. He has almost 10k gold on Nisha, who is second in command in terms of net worth. So the entire gold lead is gone if you take away the difference between these two. Obviously, it's gone by a huge margin.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that analysis.
I have
really
a math
appreciate
degree,
it.
just so you know. It was a waste of money.
Big numbers.
Waste of money.
All right, 5-man smoke from Team Nigma. They're going to jump the Wraith King. Matu. Oh, YapzOr hookshot. Not going to be there, though. Now they put him in a precarious spot. Will they try to go in after the Spike? Carapace stuns him, and yeah, this is going to be a freebie. And he's down for 80 seconds. No buyback, Jenkins. And Nisha, all he can do is try to take out these creeps to prevent this push, or at least delay it. That was a really big death.
Yeah, another really cool call from Nigma, just knowing that they can kill him after the second life.
Oh, they're actually going to jump in a huge electric vortex. It hit literally everybody. What in God's name is that range? Nisha pops the BKB, but they can't find an actual kill. Instead, it will be YapzOr to fall inside the wall. Will buy back into the game, and now Miracle finding yet another support on the sideline. I don't understand the range of this electric vortex. That's 3 heroes now, as this is just going to be a focus down to the racks for Team Nigma. So they're going to get minimum a second one. And the tier 2 is still up in the top lane, so they'll have to go through there or through the Ancient itself, or just straight to the throne.
Cool from, really, really cool from Nigma still. Like, they know with Matumba dead that these electric vortexes are nowhere near the threat that they were previously, because they just lack the damage on Team Secret to kill anybody. So, and jumping him first is such an interesting decision to me, because you would typically think that jumping a Wraith King is just about the worst possible decision that you can make. But they know with the Terrorblade Scotty and with the chain stuns that they have, especially from GH, that they can easily kill him a second time. He didn't even pop the BKB on Matumba. I don't know if that was on, maybe it wasn't on purpose. Maybe he did try to pop it and he just got chain stunned, but I imagine he was just like, I'm dead anyway to the Scotty, so, you know, I'm just gonna die and keep my BKB.
Yeah, they have a little bit of delay here, obviously, with the Storm Spirit just being that hero that he is, as well as the Fireball, I believe it's called, from Zai. Yeah, very unique spell name. Those are my favorite, actually.
The ones that are just literally what they are.
Yeah, I miss Slardar's skills, I'm not going to lie. I still call it amplified damage from time to time, just to make myself feel old.
You know, it's interesting, because Fireball in Dungeons & Dragons is literally this. It's you just put fire on the ground in an AoE. And in every other game, Fireball is like a single target thing. So I don't know if Dungeons & Dragons invented that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Dungeons & Dragons on the broadcast.
Yeah, I think we're going to get DMCA'd.
Is that copyrighted?
Yeah, this is a DMCA
Who
stream.
owns Dungeons? That's not fair.
That's not how it works, Jenkins, but good effort.
Okay.
You're giving it your all.
Speaking of
That's all you
copyright,
can ask for.
that was stolen by 4 Zoomers. Arkosh had the bundle first that said good effort.
Yep, good effort on that as well. Appreciate it. Last time I checked the tier list, you guys were in the copyright infringement section, so.
I don't think that's true.
All right, well, 10K net worth lead for Team Nigma. The next Roshan is about to pop.
Ooh, that's a big boy, Rune.
Yeah, that's a DD for sure.
Good Gaben.
He has a Satanic in his backpack. We'll be swapping that in shortly, no doubt.
And of course, he has stolen the tome from his support.
The level 25, very important for Mr. ILTW. Oh! All right, not able to find Nisha there. The DD is popped. Now things get even more difficult for Secret. They need to have perfect execution here, and even if they do, there's buybacks on the side of Team Nigma, almost certainly. As there's the jump in, the Electric Vortex only going to connect on one. Now ILTW pops his BKB. Just going to apply all the pressure he can as Yaps are kind of just stuck on the wrong side here, just attempting to delay Miracle. And it looks like this will be the death of him.
He just crit for 2,600 damage.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage with DD.
He's
That's
a
why
big
it's double
boy.
damage. There's the Electric Vortex, but the stun coming out. Looks like that'll be the death of Nisha. Does have buyback, though. And now ILTW and company focusing on the objective, which is the barracks. In case you are wondering, the fortification is popped.
Did he not?
Matu jumps in. All right, this is the last-ditch effort. It's going to be a 4v5 situation. Electric Vortex comes in onto 3 heroes. Mind Control getting bursted down. Looks like they're going to find 2 to start things out here, but Matu, again, the right clicks right now from ILTW. They just can't do anything about, but Meta is down. He's in melee form, and they're just going to turn this around. It looks like Matu will end up dropping here. Does have buyback, though. We'll extend it here. Nisha jumps in with the Electric Vortex again. Breathe Fire to follow. ILTW just right-clicking with his melee form. Gets the Sunder off on a teammate, I think. Maybe that was on Matu, actually, as his ult is not up for another 20 seconds. This looks like the end of game 2, which means we're going to game number 3. So Team Nigma, I mean, this was a well-executed game from them. It kind of went back and forth there for a while, but they end up on top, Mr. Jenkins.
What I've learned is that what you have to do in order to predict the game